Late night coverage from Sochi. A bit later on, we'll have the Nordic combined team event where the United States won silver in Vancouver. And in just a few moments, our figure skating commentators will discuss the gold medal won by Russia's Adelina Sotnikova and the silver and bronze for Yuna Kim of South Korea and Italy's Carolina Kostner. But first, we have a trio of American skaters joining us. Closest to me, Gracie Gold, then Ashley Wagner, and then Polina Edmunds. None of them medaled, but they all did well, which sometimes seems like an odd thing to say at the Olympics, but all three of you on your own terms did well. Gracie, after the short program, you were fourth, and you finished fourth.
I was really happy with how I skated, and, I had a couple mistakes that kept me from making the podium, but it just puts that fire in my belly for the upcoming World Championships and the next Olympic Games.
And at age 18, plenty of time.
Yeah, there's first Olympics, fourth place with the best names in the world. What more could I ask for?
Ashley, you finished seventh, but after finishing fourth at nationals, after being a U.S. national champion prior to that, some people said, well, did she really earn her spot? They gave it to you on the basis of your body of work, and it turned out, as well as you did here, that that decision was justified, it seemed.
Absolutely. I think I came into Sochi with a lot to prove to myself and everybody watching, but I'm coming home with 3 clean programs. So proud of what I accomplished here. I can definitely go home holding my head high.
You skated a clean program. Anything you would do differently? And considering how well the 3 medal winners did, it would have taken a lot. But anything that could have propelled you to the podium that you can think of?
I think for me at this Olympics, it wasn't my time, but I think I set myself up for a great start for the next 4 years. Here, I probably could have just gone for my triple-triple combination just a little bit more, but you know what? I'm going home satisfied.
Well, Gracie, you came closest. You were fourth. You can't come any closer without winning a medal. If you look back on it and play what if, what could you have done differently or what could have gone differently for you to grab a medal?
The short program set me point-wise pretty far back from the podium, even though it was just one place. And, it's, of course, the game of what-ifs, but I think I could have just trusted myself more and attacked that short program. The top 3 ladies were on fire in their shorts, and that just wasn't quite my day, but I had a great free skate, and I'm feeling really good for the next years.
Polina, at 15, to make your Olympic debut, to do well, and to set yourself up for the future, that's a heck of a start.
Yeah, it is. I'm happy with that.
What do you take away from this as a personal experience?
It's just been a really great experience being here at the Olympics, and I'm really proud of myself for skating 2 great programs, and I really worked so hard leading up to this to get here and to come out here and just keep my nerves in check and skate well. It was really satisfying. You
had one fall on an attempted triple flip, which had happened at nationals too, where you managed to finish second. A terrific performance. That's what got you here. Any regrets at all?
Of course, I wish that I landed it. It's a disappointment that I didn't nail that jump like I wanted to, but it's over now, and I just look forward to nailing it at Worlds.
Obviously, figure skating is subjective. There are judges involved. Adelina Sotnikova takes the gold. Yuna Kim, whom some people thought was close to unbeatable, has to settle, if that's the right word, for the silver. And there will probably be some heated disagreement from South Korea about the way the judging went. How did you see it?
Well, I think that figure skating, since it is a, anonymously judged sports, that it's really easy to say that the scores weren't fair, or just because of the country on your back, maybe you get a different scoring system. But that's just part of the territory, and that's part of having the Olympic Games in a country like Russia. There's good and bad, and I think that it just makes us better skaters to fight through it.
Ashley?
I think that I personally didn't see any performance tonight. I think that figure skating is figure skating. You go in kind of expecting that there's going to be a little bit of a judgmental side to it. But I think tonight they held up on their end of the deal.
How about your respective Olympic experiences as we wrap it up here? This was a different Olympics. There were a lot of issues surrounding it. Both athletes and spectators and throw-in commentators didn't know for sure what to expect. From an athlete's perspective, as an athlete's experience, how was Sochi for you, Polina?
Sochi has just been amazing for me. Everything has been so great, and I was really excited coming here to see the Olympic Village and be in it, and it was just so amazing, and I was so impressed with everything, and the venues are just beautiful, and they did such a great job on the Olympics, and there's nothing better that they could have done.
Accommodations good, food good, camaraderie among athletes, even when you don't speak the same language, all what you expected it to be?
Definitely, and more. They kind of prepared us for something almost like a horror, like a scary, you're not safe, this big thing. But we got here, and it felt like a home away from home. All the athletes came together, no matter what country or what sport. We were just all here for the Olympics.
Ashley, last word.
As soon as I set foot in this Olympic venue, I was sold, and I knew that I was going to be going 4 more years. And the pizza in the cafeteria is pretty incredible. So
Really?
I've been a big fan of that.
Just deep dish Chicago style, sort of medium slice New York style, thin slice St. Louis style?
It's Italian, like true as can be pizza, and it's incredible.
So all things considered, a rousing success. A 15-year-old makes her Olympic debut. The two of you come away with bronze medals from the team event, and Ashley has some of the best pizza of her entire life. I consider it a win. Our thanks to all 3 of these U.S. ladies. And when we come back, our figure skating commentators will break down tonight's event. And we'll also have the Nordic combined team event. That's ahead from Sochi.
The Iceberg Skating Palace, scene of tonight's ladies' free skate to determine gold, silver, and bronze. And the gold medalist was the 17-year-old Russian Adelina Sotnikova, beating Yuna Kim, the defending champion, by over 5 points. Karolina Kostner, the bronze, and all 3 Americans finish in the top 10. But it was Sotnikova just off the lead after the short program. But in the free skate, she scored 18 points higher than her personal best to claim the gold medal on home ice. And afterwards, she spoke with Andrea Joyce.
Crowned Olympic champion at home. Can you tell me, Adelina, what this night is like for you?
Now, like, I win. It's my gold medal tomorrow, and I'm very happy. I don't know.
Are you a little surprised?
Yes, it's a very big surprise. Surprise for my coach, surprise for my family.
Well, it was a terrific night of ladies competition. Everything the men's competition earlier was not.
Yes,
and
that's for sure.
Adelina gets all of the credit for performing under the pressure of home ice and home fans.
Well, she did what every skater fantasizes about. You train every day with the idea that maybe someday I can skate the performance of my life on Olympic ice. She did everything beautifully. She skated brave. She skated strong. She skated aggressively. She skated so athletically. Everything she did was just as well as she can perform it. And she's had trouble with a long program, so this was really unexpected, and it was spectacular. That ladies' competition was the best one I think I've ever seen.
But Yuna Kim, the defending gold medalist, looked like a gold medalist. She did not go down without a fight.
Oh, she sure didn't. She skated 2 glorious, inspired programs, but she might have underestimated Adelina because she did 1 less triple, and she added in a competition where she really couldn't afford to do 1 less jump, and she left a few marks behind on jumps and spins and footwork. However, she should be so proud of both these performances. She truly is the queen of figure skating.
So what was the difference? Let's bring in our numbers wizard, Tracy Wilson, for the answer to that question.
Well, if we look at it on paper, it was all technical for Adelina tonight. You could simplify it by saying Adelina basically outjumped Yuna and Karolina, doing more difficult triple jumps. Not only did she do more difficult triple jumps, but as Scott mentioned, she picked up the quality, the grade of execution on those jumps, level 4 spins and level 4 step sequence. So superior here technically. The difference really was the fact that she was even with the other 2 in the components, and that's something that nobody really bargained for.
No, and I think that will be a debate moving forward, whether they should have been almost tied in the component scores. I'm a choreographer, so I have my opinion. My heart leans towards Yuna because of the nuance and how difficult her choreography and all those special moves that she did in between the jumps mattered to me. However, Adelina had spunk. She had spirit. She had life. So this debate is going to move on. No doubt. It's figure skating.
And there's nothing like a great debate because it shows people care. They're invested.
Yeah.
What she did was athletic. This is the Olympic Winter Games. It's a competition. And as much as the aesthetic really means so much for the performance of the sport, it's a sport. And what she did in the air and in her spins and all the athletic moves really was the difference, and she is the Olympic gold medalist.
So Yuna Kim falls just short of those back-to-back golds. She spoke with Andrea.
You know, your thoughts on how everything played out tonight for you?
Tonight, I didn't make any mistake, because I've been practicing very well. So I'm so glad that I can show everything in Sochi here. And now I'm thinking it's over, finally.
Your last competition. Talk about retiring and your emotions about retiring.
Well, now I'm so glad it's over, because I've been waiting for this moment, because the training time is just so hard for any athlete. So I'm so glad it's over successfully.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, Yuna skated beautifully, but it wasn't enough to overcome Adelina Sotnikova of Russia, the first Russian to win the ladies' individual gold medal. Home ice, Sotnikova is Olympic champion.
All right, Tom, thanks. But when it comes to skating commentators, NBC is nothing if not deep. Here are Weir and Tara Lipinski. Let's pick up on the controversy, if that's the right word. It's a subjective sport, and when it's close, there are always going to be these discussions. But now you have the added element because the winner skated on home ice. Let's suppose this took place in Salt Lake or Torino or Vancouver. Is the outcome different?
I think that the way the judging went down was correct. 1, 2, and 3, they were judged correctly. If you look at Adelina's performance, technically she was so much stronger. She did 7 triples compared to Yuna's 6. And when you come down to it, really at the Olympics, you need that performance where someone doesn't go out there and skate safe. And in my opinion, Yuna Kim, Carolina Kostner skated fantastic, but a little tentative, tight on their landings. Adelina skated just so free and alive, and it was that Olympic performance that you look for.
So if this took place in Omaha, you'd score it the same?
I would. Obviously, having a Russian audience was adding to her performance.
Johnny?
I feel that Adelina created that Olympic moment. You look back at the ladies' champions. It's the marquee event of the Olympic Games. Tara Lipinski created a moment. Sarah Hughes, a moment. Oksana Bayul versus Nancy Kerrigan, same sort of situation where Oksana Bayul created this amazing artistic moment where Nancy Kerrigan landed all of her jumps and was beautiful and an American hero, but Oksana won. So it's all about creating that moment. And Adelina technically won judging, blah, 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 but she created the moment, and that's what everyone got behind, and that's what everyone was feeling.
All right, now Yuna Kim says she's sticking by in the immediate aftermath her decision that her competitive career is over. There will be considerable pressure on her from her countrymen and countrywomen to return because the next Winter Games are in South Korea. Can she resist that?
I don't know. I mean, obviously, her coming back here to defend her Olympic title is a rare thing, and as you see, it doesn't always work out to your advantage. And to become an Olympic champion, you have to be very competitive. So she is probably pleased with her performance tonight, but at the same time, not happy.
Well, you could take a couple of years off, correct me if I'm wrong, and then get back into intense training in the 2 years prior to a home ice Olympic Games. That would make sense, right?
Right. I mean, we saw it with Yevgeny Plushenko in this Olympic Games, and in the team event, he was flawless. Unfortunately, he had to withdraw from the individual competition. But definitely, Yuna is a very special skater in the fact that she can turn her brain off and just do what she does. She does the performance, and unfortunately that tonight lost her the gold medal because she was just kind of flat. She was very good, she was the queen, she was wonderful, but it was just a little bit flat. And I would worry that if she already is kind of having that flat feeling when she's skating, that 4 years down the road in Pyeongchang, she could be on home ice and create a beautiful moment, but she would just be a little bit long in the tooth, as they say.
That's what I noticed the difference was. When you watched her in Vancouver, she didn't have that gold medal yet. She was fighting for it. She wanted it so badly. And here she skated well. She's a fantastic technician, but she didn't have the guts out there.
The oomph.
Your thoughts on Gracie Gold, Ashley Wagner, and Polina Edmunds, the three Americans, all of whom finished in the top 10?
I found that Polina Edmunds is...
Only 15.
Only 15. Incredible star of the future. I think it was such a great decision from U.S. figure skating to put Polina on the team, because it's almost as if we're preparing her for glory in Pyeongchang. And that's something that in figure skating can get forgotten. You have to mold young talent into the future. And with Polina, she skated wonderfully technical programs. She needs to learn the artistic side, but it was just fabulous to watch her, and knowing that she has this experience under her belt, we look forward to Pyeongchang and her possible glory there.
Now, Gracie's only 18, and she finished 4th in an event where the 3 medal winners were excellent. So Gracie's future looks bright.
It does, and you could tell she was a little disappointed with her performance as well, because it started off so great. She did the very difficult triple Lutz, triple toe, and then towards the end of the program, when she should have skated the rest of it clean, she had all the hard stuff in the books. She made that mistake and fell, and that cost her a lot of points.
And when Gracie came out onto the ice and she did the first several jumping passes, I thought, she's fighting. She's going to have a medal. This looks golden. This looks wonderful. And then she started to relapse into old habits when you start to relax in the program and you make little mistakes or you stiffen up a bit. And you could visibly see that in her performance. But Gracie Gold is wonderful.
The future.
And the future.
Ashley Wagner is 22. That's youth, but in her sport, that's veteran status. She indicates she wants to come back. What do you think?
Well, I think that is interesting, and I commend her for doing that, but it's going to be very difficult because every single year these girls are pushing the technical limits, and she will have to keep up.
And really, the older you get, the harder things do get to do. I can tell you from experience, and it will be a long road, 4 years. And I think it's really admirable and great that she's saying she wants another Olympic Games. But saying things and doing things are very different.
Johnny, I don't mean to put you on the spot here, but I think it's a relevant question. I'll put it in general terms.
Okay.
How have you been treated in Sochi?
Fantastically. I have not had one poor situation. I mean, the only funny things is sometimes, but this happens in America too, that I'll walk into a bathroom and be standing at a urinal because I can stand to piddle. And
congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And a gentleman will walk in, he'll look at me or my weave, then he'll turn out the door and look to see which shape is on the door outside to make sure he's not in the ladies' room. I confuse people, but it's never in a negative way. We've had the best situation in Sochi, in Russia, and we're so excited with the success we've had back in the States while we've been here.
Within the Olympic bubble, at least, all good.
Well, we go outside the Olympic bubble all the time. I mean, Sochi is an Olympic bubble, but we go into the city of Sochi. We eat. We're with the people.
We've made Russian friends.
I mean, we've been taken on dates by our taxi driver, by our waiters. They want to take us and show us Sochi, and there is no weirdness. Aside from what everyone was thinking coming into this games, and besides what is actually passed into Russian law, the actual practice of this stuff hasn't touched me or affected me, and I think that I've really brought it in a very gay way to Sochi. So if there was ever going to be a problem, it would happen to me, and I've just been absolutely fine.
And they'd have to take me with you.
Yes.
Good to see you both, and you both did such an outstanding job.
Thank you.
Thanks very much. Okay, we turn now to the Nordic combined team event.
Natalie and I were watching the figure skating, and okay, we had some drama as well. Everyone thought going into this that Yuna Kim was going to take the gold. In the end, it was a Russian surprise. Adelina Sotnikova got the gold. Some have raised questions today about the judging.
The East Germans?
The Russians, the Russians. So we'll get into that controversy. And we have all three U.S. figure skaters here live.
And that is part of our top story, the action here from Sochi, and Natalie's got that.
That's right. Well, as you said, as we were watching, it's hard to make sense of the scoring system. Judging a sport like figure skating is never easy, and we saw a little bit of that last night here in Sochi.
A golden moment for Russia's Adelina Sotnikova.
Triple Lutz, triple toe, Nicely landed.
The 17-year-old overlooked by many, even in her own country. Now Olympic champion on home ice.
Oh, keep pushing.
Despite a stumble, the Russians' elegant and technical performance edged out South Korea's Yuna Kim, according to the 9 judges.
A performance for the ages.
But this morning, there's a growing chorus questioning those results, with some asking if the Russian gold medalist got a home ice advantage.
Tears of joy.
An online petition demanding an investigation already has more than 1 million supporters. After the competition, American Ashley Wagner, who finished 7th, blasted the judging, saying, "I am speechless," adding, "People don't want to watch a sport where you watch people fall down and somehow score above someone who goes clean."
Beautiful combination of...
Taking bronze, Italy's Carolina Kostner. American Gracie gold shined in her performance, but just missed the medal stand and came in 4th. Russia's Yulia Lipinskaya fell again, but still finished 5th. And American Polina Edmunds placed 9th.
Carpenter at the side of the net is that
A heartbreaker for the women of USA's hockey team.
And it is Knight throwing one in front.
Time. Yeah, we'll continue talking about it, Natalie, with Scott Hamilton, who, of course, is the 1984 gold medal winner. The perfect person to ask about this. Scott, another Olympics, another judging controversy.
It's fun. Hey, let's just talk about it.
Well, what about the criticism? I mean, it's that this new judging system is too opaque, it's too hard to understand, that it rewards people who fall, and people don't understand the basics.
Do you want my opinion or yours?
No, I want yours. Now we have
it's complicated, and there, I look at, I went through all the judging criteria, I went through the components, which is kind of where the controversy is. When you have someone that has the aesthetic, the beauty of a Yuna Kim, and then Adelina Sotnikova is really just a jumper and an athlete. And so when you compare the two and you look at the components in the rules, the components basically, Adelina checked off every box. She did exactly what the rules told her to do, and she collected the most points.
Ashley Wagner's comments after the competition, Scott, she basically said, people don't understand this, and it sounds like she doesn't understand it either. How can they watch 3 skaters fall and then see those skaters finish ahead of her, and she didn't fall?
And that's the complication. That's where the associations, that's where the federations get involved. They go to the ISU and they say, tell me about this. Tell me what happened. I want to know which judges. I want to know who did this. I want to know why. I want explanations. The great thing about this scoring system is everything is on paper. Everything is, a skater can look at this and say, okay, I got credit for this. I got a little downgrade on that. And they get complete feedback on everything they do.
But the judges are anonymous.
The judges are anonymous. That's going to change. I think that after the next Congress, they'll reverse that, and everybody will know who's giving what judges. But
the way it used to be.
The way it used to be, yes. But here's the fundamental issue. In Salt Lake, which was the, kind of the inspiration for all of this, they decided to change the scoring system. It wasn't the scoring system. It was how the judges are selected for these competitions. And I always thought, like any other sport, they always have an affiliated organization that looks after the officiating. They should have that in figure skating as well. Right now, the judges are members of their country's delegation. Already, it feels a little bit compromised. But the result last night, it's going to be talked about. Yuna Kim is beloved. The performance she gave was exquisite. It was just amazing, but it was simpler than Adelina's. It was 2 jumps simpler, and that was the difference, 5 points.
Well, real quick, were you surprised at the result that Yuna did not win the gold?
Let's just say nobody won the pool last night.
Okay. Scott Hamilton, sorry about that. Sorry for your loss. We will have a little bit more with Gracie Gold, Ashley Wagner, and Polina Edmunds when they join us live coming up, and we want to hear from you as well. So tweet us using the hashtag Orange Room, or you can weigh in on our Facebook page.
All right. In the meantime, let's
now to more on last night's dramatic skating finale. Americans Gracie Gold, Ashley Wagner, and Polina Edmunds skated their hearts out, finishing in 4th, 7th, and 9th, all of them in the top 10. Ladies, good morning to you.
Good morning.
How are you feeling after your first Olympic experiences?
I'm feeling wonderful to walk away with a bronze medal at the beginning of the games and to place 4th in my first Olympics. I'm on cloud 9.
Well, Ashley, you had said you came in here, you had something to prove. You wanted to show the world something. Do you feel like you did that?
Absolutely. I'm coming home with 3 clean programs. My head is held high. I'm so proud of what I accomplished here, and I think that I proved to everybody that I belong here.
And Polina, people have been so impressed by you. You got your cheering squad here.
Awesome.
You're just 15 years old. Was it nerve-wracking to step out onto that ice?
It
It was a great experience altogether. I was really excited to compete on the Olympic ice, and I was really proud of myself for skating 2 great programs, and I did have the highest difficulty with 2 triple-triple combinations in my programs, and I'm just really happy that I nailed those, and I'm really happy to come home with great skates.
Well, Ashley, I have to ask you about some of this judging controversy. You were pretty blunt after the event last night, saying in a way you felt cheated and that you felt that the judging was too hard to understand, that it didn't make sense that, you know, 3 other people who fell finished in front of you. I mean, do you feel that there's a problem with the sport in general?
You know, I think that the ladies in the top 3 absolutely, hands down, belong in the top 3. I don't even question that. I think that the system is too opaque. It's not clear enough to the audience, and it needs to become more fan-friendly so that we can get a wider fan base. I think we need to get rid of the anonymous judging. And beyond that, you know what? I'm disappointed with the scoring for myself, but at the end of the day, I came home with 3 clean, long programs, and that's really what I'm focusing on.
Let me cut to the chase. I mean, do you think the judges were unfair or biased against you?
You know what? I didn't see a single person skate. I was at the very end of the event, so I don't even have anyone to compare myself to. I just know that I went out there and I skated, you know, a really solid program. The scores I was pretty happy with, a little bit lower than I would have liked, but a bias against me, I can't say anything to that. I don't think so.
A lot of people are talking about the top of the podium. People expected Yuna Kim to take the gold. I know all 3 of you took your picture with her. She's a hero of yours. Do you, Gracie, have any problem with how it went down, the fact that Adelina got gold and Yuna got the silver?
They're absolutely opposite kind of skaters. You know, Adelina is truly an athlete and she jumps over the moon. Yuna Kim has this mature grace about her, and she already has an Olympic gold in her pocket. And it was a very interesting mashup. At this Olympics, Adelina came on top, but at another competition, it could have been Yuna. So who knows?
Well, Polina, you're just 15 years old, so that has everybody thinking about 2018. Are you one of those people? Are you thinking about the Winter Olympics 4 years from now?
Sure, I think everyone's thinking about the next Olympics, and everyone is working really hard to get to these amazing competitions, and you never know what'll happen in 4 years, but of course I'm looking forward to training as hard as I can and just doing the best I can as the competitions lead up to the next Olympics.
What about you, Ashley and Gracie? Are you hoping to be there 4 years from now in South Korea?
Absolutely. I'm looking to make the podium in 2018.
What about you, Ashley?
I came straight to the Today Show when I first landed in Sochi. So you guys started me off here in Sochi, and as soon as I stepped foot here, I was sold for 4 more years. I'm ready to go and fight for what I like to think is mine.
You have definitely made everyone proud. Figure skaters are famously disciplined. I just wonder, are you guys going to do anything fun to relax? How are you going to cut loose for the next couple of days?
People, are you kidding me?
I know. I was wondering, do you sleep in? Do you eat bad food? What happens now?
We go eat pizza in bed and watch Gilmore Girls. That's how crazy and wild we are.
Well, thank you so much. Thanks for being here, and congratulations on a great Olympics. Good to have you. And guys, we'll send it back to you.
All right, Savannah, thanks very much. Willie, the skating competition. Get you caught up on the headlines from here at the Olympics as the games now head into their final weekend. Enter Keir Simmons with all the headlines. Hi, Keir.
Hey, guys. Good morning. You know, watching the figure skating last night, I wondered about the scoring. What we've learned from the show today is it's not just about the performance, it's about how technically difficult the routine is. But it's one thing for the likes of you and me to wonder about it. It's another when Ashley Wagner weighs in. A gold in women's figure skating for host country Russia, with Adelina Sotnikova delivering a huge performance in the free skate.
The only woman I've ever seen do that.
Bringing the crowd in the Iceberg Skating Palace to its feet. Despite a stumble, Sotnikova dethroned South Korea's Yuna Kim. Kim leaves Sochi with a silver in what she says will be her final Olympic Games. This morning, some are questioning the results, asking if the Russian gold medalist got a home ice advantage. American Gracie Gold finished 4th, and Ashley Wagner finished 7th. Afterwards, Wagner questioned the judging, saying, "I am speechless," adding, "People don't want to watch a sport where you watch people fall down and somehow score above someone who goes clean." She talked to Savannah earlier on Today.
I think that the ladies in the top 3 absolutely, hands down, belong in the top 3. I don't even question that. I think that the system is too opaque. It's not clear enough to the audience, and it needs to become more fan-friendly so that we can get a wider fan base.
In women's ski halfpipe.
Well, the past 2 weeks have been filled with high drama and emotion, but enough about Bob Costas. As we wrap up our time here in Sochi, we turn to Mr. Costas to get his take on the Winter Olympic Games. How you doing? Can we shake hands safely now?
Yes,
yeah?
yes.
It's good
I know
to
you're
see you,
germ-phobic.
No,
I was
it's
never
all right.
that contagious. I was miserable, and making the people around me maybe miserable. But
well, and glad you're on the mend. Can we talk about skating and the scoring system?
Yeah.
You've been covering it and following it for a long time. Do you think we need to scrap this system?
I don't think it necessarily needs to be scrapped, and I go with the experts. Weir and Tara Lipinski were in the studio with me last night, and their feeling was that although Yuna Kim was technically perfect, that Adelina Sotnikova was more daring, and was she helped, buoyed maybe by the Russian audience? Yes, but it was Tara's opinion that if this competition had taken place in Omaha, she would have scored it the same.
There are the technical sides of it. When we watch as laymen, we see someone miss a jump or land funny, we know their point's going to come off for that. It's the other portion of it, the how do you judge for passion? And if you and I see a movie, the same movie, we're going to have a different opinion.
Exactly. And Johnny felt that just as Yuna Kim had done in Vancouver, that there was some element of, not theatricality, but some element of passion, some element that set it apart beyond technical excellence.
A certain je ne sais quoi.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
Okay. Perfect.
Now, of course, what's interesting is, what if it had been in South Korea, which is where the next Winter Olympics takes place, and what if it had been as close and Yuna Kim had won? You would have had the same complaints in reverse.
That's a good question. All right, let's talk about these 12 new events we saw here in...
Goodness. Some news here in Sochi, figure skating. You all saw it last night. The United States missing out on a place on the podium at the ladies figure skating finals. Gold went to Russia's Adelina Sotnikova. Silver to South Korea's Yuna Kim, the defending gold medalist.
Yuna, as they thought, right?
And bronze to Italy's Carolina Kostner. As for the Americans, Gracie gold with a great showing, taking 4th just outside the medals. She's 18 years old. We know she'll be back, as will Ashley Wagner. She finished 7th. And Polina Edmunds, who's only 15, finished 9th. So we had 3 top 9 finishers.
Right.
Pretty darn good.
They did it very impressive.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, people were like, kind of like, what's going on here? You know, there are falls, including Polina and Gracie, and that 15-year-old Russian phenom, Yulia.
Yeah. So, Lipinskaya, she fell twice, but she still ended up in 5th place. So a lot of people, including Ashley Wagner, were questioning some of these results. Like, how is it that somebody can fall and have, 2 falls in a program and end up higher than somebody who cleans a perfectly, beautiful performance without any falls? And I think it is raising a lot of attention to the issue. I mean, the judging is anonymous. The scoring is very hard to understand.
Sure.
I mean, for most of us, we can't even begin.
In fact, Ashley talked to Savannah and asked if there's a problem with the sport. Here's what she said.
I think that the ladies in the top 3 absolutely, hands down, belong in the top 3. I don't even question that. I think that the system is too opaque. It's not clear enough to the audience, and it needs to become more fan-friendly so that we can get a wider fan base. I think we need to get rid of the anonymous judging. And beyond that, you know what? I'm disappointed with the scoring for myself, but at the end of the day, I came home with 3 clean, long programs, and that's really what I'm focusing on.
Let me cut to the chase. I mean, do you think the judges were unfair or biased against you?
You know what? I didn't see a single person skate. I was at the very end of the event, so I don't even have anyone to compare myself to. I just know that I went out there and I skated, a really solid program. The scores I was pretty happy with, a little bit lower than I would have liked, but a bias against me, I can't say anything to that. I don't think so.
Hard system to figure out. If you're a layman at home, you don't quite understand who got what score or why. The medal tally, though, the United States